Do not free. Look at my hair. Saf is here, and this is Saf Surgery, and I'm Saf Buxy, and we are Spirituality Gone Wild. And what a week it's been. It's been such a beautiful week. What's happening in the USA? We're going to speak with our guest today. This is not a political show by any stretch of the imagination, but what's been happening in the USA at the moment is it's not nice. It's not nice at all. I mean, anyway, as I said, we're not a political show, but I wanted to mention something very, very quickly and say that our thoughts are with the people of the USA and everything that's going on there at the moment. It's not acceptable by any stretch. Peace, guys. Peace everywhere. Anyway, so this is Saf. This is Spirituality Gone Wild. If you want to join the Untamed Club, come and join me. Yeah, my link's on my website, www.safbuxy.com. Just to give you a quick reminder, I've got my show on Sky TV in the UK on Saturday morning and Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Feel Good Factor TV, Sky Channel 191 Showcase, Men's Talk. Come and see me there. And of course, next Tuesday, Conscious Recovery with me and my main man TJ Woodward. So it's all gravy. Right, so I want to introduce my guest today, and I'm not going to make a massive introduction because I think I want to honor this beautiful guest. Her name is Gigi. I want to honor her, and I want her to say everything about herself because I don't think I'm qualified to talk about the wonderful work she does. I mean, she's a CEO and she's a founder of the Life Service Center of America. Gigi is a leadership and women's empowerment speaker and a best-selling author. And we're going to talk about her books and what it's about. But what I like about Gigi is that she's particularly passionate about resilience. She's into financial literacy and surviving domestic violence and sexual assault, which I think is where I met Gigi for the first time, where we did a retreat together. No, sorry. Before the retreat, we did where we were advocates for fighting against injustice and domestic violence was one of the topics. So look, without further ado, my word, I feel blessed and honored to have Gigi in the house from the USA. Gigi, where you at, man? Hey, Gigi, what's up? What's up? Gigi's in the house. How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. This is like roles reversed, right? Isn't it? Because last time you were the interviewer and I was the interviewee, even though my show's not about interviewing. We're just having a discussion and chilling and just talking about good stuff, right?
Yes.
Did I get everything right in the introduction? I know there's a lot more to your story and I really want to hear it. But I remember when we, when we first met, and it was through that platform with Dr. Angelica. And I believe it was a breast cancer awareness and domestic violence platform. Do you remember that?
That's right. Yes.
Right. And then we've done a few things since then together. We got involved in a retreat together with some nice big players like Joe Vitale, who incidentally we're on the same TV channel together as well in England. So it's he seems to be following me with Gigi. He seems to be following me. But before we carry on, we have a message already. Oh, the message is hi. Hey, hi. Hey, I don't know who you are. It's just this Facebook user. So if anyone wants to give any messages, just please write your name or have your name on the thing, and then we can give you a shout out. Right, Gigi. Today is about me honoring you, because we're aligned in so many things in the world regarding trying to give a message of hope to as many people as possible, to try and help people in a way congruent to their values and to spirituality and coming from a place of love. And I think that's why you're on this show. This show is inspirational people, inspirational stories. And I truly believe that you are inspiration to so many people. So over to you. We can start at the beginning, talk about a young Gigi and where you came from and basically how you got to where you are today. Over to you.
I love it. It's an honor to be here today. Thank you, Saf. Now, a little bit about me. I'll start off by telling you I was born in Coral Springs, Florida, and my parents came from Haiti to America around 35 years ago. Now, my parents instilled in my brothers and I the importance of obtaining an education. So I did. I attended the University of Central Florida in Orlando, obtained my BA in political science, pre-law, and sociology. During my undergrad studies, I interned for Senator Rubio, and then I pursued a degree in law. While in law school, I became the SBA president, the Student Bar Association president, which means I oversaw all the organizations in the law school. But here's the thing, little did I know I was being abused at home. So I got the shock of my life one day. I had just got done studying, and I was on a phone call with a colleague from SBA, and the abuser charged at me and almost strangled me to death and beat me, threw my phone across the room. And here's the thing, I'll never forget when I tried to get back up because I fell flat like a vegetable. And at the time, I didn't understand why, but the domestic violence advocates told me it's because I lost oxygen to the brain. So I'm just truly grateful to be here and to be able to serve God's people on this new spiritual platform he has given me. And I say he has given it to me because he has. I was a speaker on a different platform in regards to the law school, but now I feel as though he's given me this new spiritual platform to speak all over the world, to help his people, to serve his people. And so that's the purpose of my books, Walk With Me, God First. It's a sequence because I want people to understand the importance of having God first place in their lives. We wouldn't have all these issues in society if people were to keep God first place in their lives. And then I will tell you this, the sexual assault matter that you mentioned earlier, it happened right after the DV. And this is the thing, this is what I teach people today. You can take all the precautions that you want, but you cannot blame yourself when something like that happens to you out of your control. You can continue to take those precautions. But many times I found that people tend to blame themselves after something like that happens to them. They say, oh, if I didn't do this, if I didn't do that, if I didn't go here, if I didn't go there, wherever it may have happened. And I said, don't blame yourself. And that's why they go into depression. They live in fear. They have anxiety because they tend to blame themselves.
Wow. And wow, that was a start. That was like bang right there. You know, it's like, and I like that because you've come out straight away, and you've basically said two major parts in your life, and without actually saying it, this is how it served you today. And I'm a strong believer of looking how things have served you. It doesn't make it right at all. It's very, very wrong. Domestic violence, sexual assault. I've experienced both in my own way as well, and it doesn't make it right. But I have used it for today, and and try and serve, see how it served me today. Do you want to go into it a bit more? Or would you rather not? Because and the only reason why I asked that is not because I want to find out all the nitty gritty bits. I just want to see that if it can give a message to someone out there who's listening today, who may be going through some of the DV that you may talk about or may not, or the sexual assault and the signs to watch out and the self-blame that comes with it, because I know I blame myself. And I think the biggest thing I put is that, well, I was there. I deserved it. I got drunk. I got, whatever I started. Humiliation was a big part of me. I mean, I don't know about what age you were, but I was, when I experienced all different types of abuse, it started from the age of 11, really. And then I kept quiet. Gigi. In the 80s, there was a big code of silence. You don't say nothing. You don't say anything. You just keep your mouth shut and you get on, because if you say something, it gets worse. And that was my story very quickly. I mean, in terms of the domestic violence, you don't have to name the perpetrator or anything like that. But what kind of domestic violence? I know you said you said that one incident. Were there any other incidents? When did you realize, or how did you get out of it eventually?
Yes, great question, Saf. So I will go and I will tell the audience here that there are signs and red flags that you must look out for, in regards to the narcissist character trait that is tied to the abuser. It intertwines. And I actually mentioned the chart of a narcissist in my book because I want to raise awareness in regards to the signs to look out for. I feel as though if we educate others in regards to those narcissistic signs to look out for in the abuser, then it's all about positive intervention right, for positive prevention. So if we can intervene in a positive manner and raise awareness, then we will have positive solutions. So we must come forward, especially those that have survived these matters. And this is why I held the global virtual panel of domestic violence survivors, global virtual panel of sexual assault survivors as well last year, because I want to raise awareness in regards to these signs to look out for. And I want to educate. It's all about educating. It's not about attacking anyone and saying, oh, this happened, why did this happen? Oh, we hate this person. It's not about that. It's coming from a place of love and trying to educate others. And then we also had the call to action, which we have our groups on Facebook. So we have the domestic violence discussion group and domestic violence and the discussion group for sexual assault, so that those folks who attended, or if you know someone who may have been going through these matters, they can actually continue in this discussion group in a safe place, and they can actually express themselves as well in this location. And what better place than a group with leaders who have survived these matters themselves?
Yeah, thank you for that. Wow, and how old were you when it all happened? I'm not sure if you mentioned the age when it all first started.
Yes, so essentially with the domestic violence in my 20s. So
20s, and the sexual assault happened after that. Was it
well, yes, the sexual assault happened right after that. But here's the thing. It happened when I was 8 as well, when I was very young. I mentioned that in my book as well. And this is, again, why I go back and I teach that you can take all the precautions that you want, but you can't blame yourself. Because here I was, this happened when I was 8. And then I took all the precautions that you could possibly think of to avoid matters like this happening. So I teach others that, again, continue to take those precautions and don't stop taking those precautions to protect yourself just because something bad happened to you. And don't blame yourself, and don't say you deserve it, because you don't. You said earlier you deserve it. You don't deserve it, Saf. And no one deserves abuse or to be sexually assaulted. No one deserves these type of things. And again, you must continue to take those precautions and look out for these signs. And again, when it happened as an adult, I was out with a group of individuals when I was sexually assaulted. I had no idea this was going to occur. So this might completely blindside you when it happens to you. You don't even know, but you have to continue to take those precautions. Carry mace with you. Carry something to protect yourself.
Yeah, good advice there. But if there was a young girl or a young boy or whatever age, no, let me change the question, Gigi, because I work with a lot of clients who go through various issues, and we talk about possibly a traumatic issue that they may have been with, and I ask them to close their eyes, and I ask them to relive that situation, and then I ask them, as an adult, them speaking to their younger self at that time, whatever the traumatic event is happening, what would you say to them at that time? I'd not ask you to close your eyes. I don't even want you to relive the situation, but what would you say to your younger self through one of these situations that you've talked about?
Hold on. Everything is going to be okay. And God is with you wherever you go. You know, Joshua 1:9 states, haven't I commanded you be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid or discouraged, for your Lord, your God is with you wherever you go.
Wow. And if someone had told you that at that time, would that have made things easier?
To know that God is with you wherever you go is very powerful, because I think that in regards to just going day by day and not necessarily realizing that God is with us, we're not alone. And no matter what happens, no matter what challenges occur, even something so severe as sexual assault, that God is with us. That changes things. It does. It really does. But then there's those people who say, okay, if God is with me, then why did this happen to me? Why? Why does this happen to me? And here's what I'm going to tell you is that God doesn't give his words anything that they know. He knows that they can't go through, And he utilizes your pain for purpose. You may not understand it in the moment.
Wow.
But let go, let God.
Let go, let God. That's what I say. Let go, let God. So have you always had this belief or always been God fearing and always had this this feeling of this faith towards God, or does that happen after these events, or was it always there? Were you growing up in this manner?
Great question. So I read the Bible as a child. And here's the thing again, I took all the precautions in my life that you could possibly think of after being sexually assaulted when I was 8. It affected my social relationships. It affected a lot in my life. But after everything happened with the DV and sexual assault, again, as an adult, I reread the Bible again. I got baptized again as an adult. And for me, it was God awakening me to my purpose. He had me step into my purpose, and I understand it to the fullest extent, which is to serve his people for the rest of my life. So my relationship just grew further with God. It grew deeper with God.
And I think I can relate to that as well. And with regards to relationships thereafter, did they improve once you not refound the love for God, but once you continued the love for God and took it to the next level? Did your relationships improve thereafter?
You asked a lot of great questions. I love it. Yes. So they did improve. So again, walk with me. And then
Yeah, tell
God.
us about the book. Tell us about the book. So, Walk With Me. It's about your story, basically. Is it your?
Yes. So essentially, you asked a great question there. Did my relationships improve? And they
Yeah.
did. That's why I'm actually going to release the third book this year, which is titled Overcoming Heart Blocks, because it really was something to overcome, especially after you've been abused so many times in your life. You actually become numb to pain. I became numb to pain. But here's the thing, I overcame because you have to come to a point where you say enough is enough. And you have to understand that not everyone is there to harm you. There are good people in this world. And so again, you just have to let go and let God. So I will tell you about Walk With Me. Walk With Me was written to raise awareness to others, to help them to never give up. Hence one of the poems in my book. But I mentioned the trials and tribulations that I've had to overcome in my life, such as domestic violence and sexual assault, to help others realize that no matter what trials or tribulations occur in your life, to never give up. And then also the second book, God First, was written again to raise awareness to people so they know to keep him first in their lives. Again, we wouldn't have these issues in society if people were to keep God first place in his proper place, which is first.
Yeah, it's so wonderful and so refreshing, because I don't call you a victim. I call you a survivor. Um, because there's a saying that I use quite a bit, and I got it from Martini, one of my teachers, and he said, "Don't be victims of your past, be masters of your destiny." And I believe in that, and especially with the power greater than ourselves. I choose to call him God, but you can call him whatever you want, Source or higher power, God, Allah, Shiva, what, you know what I mean? But with the help of God, and the surrender to this power greater than myself, I've been able to try and aim for being a master of my destiny as opposed to a victim of my past. So thank you very much for that. So okay, so the religion became stronger, the faith became stronger. How did you get to where you are today? I mean, what was the next step? What was the catalyst for you to start being a voice for the voiceless?
Yes, really just stepping into my purpose, understanding what it was, which again was to serve his people. And I said, okay, I understand it to the fullest extent. And I stepped into it. So again, you must not live in fear. If you know God's purpose for your life, you need to step into it. And today I train others in regards to the resilient mindset, because it's very important to have a resilient mindset. I wouldn't be the woman you see before you today if I did not maintain a resilient mindset. And what that really means is your ability to bounce back after a major challenge happens in your life. Too often, again, something happens in an individual's lives. And what happens is they tend to stay down. They say, oh, this happened to me. That's it. My life is over. It doesn't get any better. So once you start doing that negative self-talk, what happens is you start putting yourself down. You start putting yourself down. You don't want to get out of bed. You say, oh, you start being very negative. And How do you expect to get positive results if you're negative daily? You must shift your mindset from a negative mindset to a positive mindset. But not just that. I have found that, yes, you can shift from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, but then you have to have that resilient mindset. Because if you have a positive mindset, as soon as something negative happens, you can't just let yourself go back to a negative mindset. You have to have that resilient mindset to actually bounce back. So you must maintain a resilient mindset. So it goes further than even a positive mindset.
So how do you do that? How do you train someone to, or is that in the book? Is that in your workshops? No, but without saying too much, because I want people to find you and to follow you and to learn from you and to use all the tools that you have on offer. But in a nutshell, how does one get from A to B? How does one use the negative and concentrate on the positive and not stay in the rut, not stay in the negative? I mean, I have ways that I do, but how do you help someone go back to the positive mindset when there's a negative moment?
Yes. So I have a step-by-step action plan. I provide one in my book, but I also have one in my infinite goal building program. So what that is, I help individuals from where they are to get to where they want to be. So essentially, I provide that step-by-step action plan to help them get there. But again, it's all about understanding the shift. So you have a 3 second to 5 second window to shift your mindset. And if it doesn't happen there, again, you will maintain a negative mindset. So it really everything starts with the mind. So you talk about results, you want positive results, then you need to have a positive mindset. But again, it goes further than that. You also have to be able to maintain a resilient mindset. So again, I teach individuals how I have been able to do that, but it's a step-by-step process based off the action plan that I provide through my infinite goal building program. But a great place to start is with the book, Walk With Me.
Walk With Me, okay. And the book, I guess you can get on Amazon, and just type, or if anyone wants to find out more information, connect with Gigi or ask me, give me an email or send me a message and I'll connect you together. And I'm looking forward to getting a signed copy from Gigi in the post soon, so I can read the book as well. And then I will return. I'll give you my book, which hasn't come out yet. It's called Out of the Madness. Even though most of the book is about being in the madness, but anyway, I might change the title, but and I'll give you a copy I'll send you a copy as well. But excuse me. So the work you do today, okay, because you do a lot of other things as well, which are separate from being a voice for the voiceless, which is separate from from sharing your story and giving people hope. Tell us a bit about the other kind of work that you do at the moment.
Yes. So I continue to write my book. So I will have 3 by the end of this year. So again, Walk With Me, God First, and then Overcoming Heart Blocks, to help people who have been through traumatic experiences to realize that they too can overcome. And then also I'm a speaker. So I speak all over the world. I have just been invited to Brazil to speak in 2021 in regards to leadership. And then I will also have my leadership conference and my business conference this year. It will all be virtual due to COVID, because after COVID occurred, we had to pivot. So normally we would do these things, live events all over the world. I would be traveling, but now we're doing it mainly via virtual events. And then also I will be in Texas. I was invited by Daniel Gomez and Mari Gomez, who are the founders of the Mary Strong Foundation, to speak at their Finding Your Inner Beauty Women's Conference as the keynote speaker. So I'll be there. I'm super honored to be able to speak at that event. And then also, I will just continue to serve God's people through my company, Life Service Center of America. So essentially, I have the motivational programs and courses. And then our second aspect is our Business Service Navigator. So what that is, the Business Service Navigator, which I call the BSN, it allows our members to locate the services they need in a reasonable time. How many times have you gone on Google and you tried to find something of quality? You need a quality service immediately as you're traveling or just in the moment. You need a quality service. You can't find it. You go through thousands of web pages. So we made it easy for you. All you need to do is utilize the drop-down menu feature and then enter the city, state, and zip code and the service you need. And I have partnered with business owners with their companies in regards to the quality service they provide. So our members will be able to locate that quality service they need via our drop-down menu feature. That will be released on February 1st.
Wow, Where'd you get the time, man? You're doing so. I thought I was busy, Gigi. I thought I was busy, but you know what? That's what we do, isn't it? That's
Yes,
what we do. I think when we're doing things that inspire us, we don't know the meaning of burnout, do we? We just bow, do that, and it's just wonderful, man. You're an incredible woman, and I take my hat off to everything that you've been through and everything that you're doing today. So, where do you want to be in the next, say, 5-10 years? What is your goal, as a person, as an individual, even as a collective with everything that you do? Where can we see Gigi in about 5 years' time?
yes, I will continue to speak all over the world. So you'll see me speaking to continue to serve God's people. And also I have my podcast, Walk With Me, which is to help people walk with purpose and understanding that God is first in our lives. So I have brought amazing leaders such as yourself as a guest on the show to help individuals walk with purpose. And
Yeah.
it has been absolutely amazing. We just finished our first series last year in 2020 with 103 episodes, and we have just began our new series in 2021. So I'm super excited about that. So make sure you subscribe. We're on JRQ TV, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all major podcast platforms that you can think of. So it's
Wow.
just an honor to serve God's people.
That's brilliant. Am I on the podcast as well? Did you make it into a podcast as well? Because I've seen the video, obviously. I had my new shirt on for you that day, Gigi. We had a bit of a fun, but it was good though, isn't it? We were both giving, and this is why we do what we do. We do it because we want to give a message of hope to people, because we've been there, done it, worn the t-shirt, and you can get out, right? You can get out on the other side. So guys, check out for Gigi's podcast. Do you have an email address or anything that people can find you?
Yes, Regeline Sabbatt at Life Service Center of America, LLC.com. And again, I want to tell your audience here that when God commands you to do something, you do it, you step into it, you ask how I was able to get this done or how I was able to do this in a timely manner. And it's again, because I understand God's purpose for my life. So it's right in front of you, as my coach Melanie would say. So really focus in and tap into it and step into your purpose.
Beautiful. Well, look, Gigi, look, I mean, what the world holds for what's happening and I want to touch on it very, very briefly, because I think you can relate to everything you've said. What's happening in the USA at the moment, it's for us non-Americans, it's very sad to see. I don't know what the reasons are personally. Is it a political thing? Is it? I don't know. But if you could give a message out there to the people who are involved on both sides right now, and what happened yesterday in Washington, what would you say?
To remember we're all children of God, that God is watching, that God is with us wherever we go, and that we must not let hate rule our country. We must understand that love conquers all, and we cannot come out of a place of hate. We must continue to come out of a place of love, and violence is never the answer. No matter what may occur, violence is never the answer.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, I would say, let go, let God, and the violence needs to end. And we cannot let politics run our lives. I mean, I've spoken to many individuals who are seeing what's going on in the news. Shut off the TV, because I tell you what, if you know watching the news is going to make you have a negative mindset, then you need to stop watching the news. You need to stop watching it. And even if you do watch it, you can't let it affect you or consume your soul and let it affect who you are as a person or change your character. Really hone in and focus in on God and God's word in the Bible, because God is speaking to us when we read the Bible. We're building a relationship with him when we read the Bible.
Mm.
And that's why I released God first in 2020, because I understood his purpose for my life. And I understood it needed to be released in 2020. I could have released it in 2021, but I chose 2020 because I knew a lot of individuals were depressed. They're living in fear. They have anxiety or other mental health issues. The suicide rate has gone up tremendously. The crime rate has gone up tremendously. There's too much hate out there. Where again, if individuals understood to keep God first place in their lives, we wouldn't have all these issues. So that's why the title of my book is titled God First.
Thank you. And this same message goes out. We're not with just the protesters, stroke rioters from yesterday, but this goes out to people who are involved in terrorism. This goes out to people of all different types, in racism, sexism, everything. It's like we're here to fight against injustice, and there's too much injustice going out. But if you come from a place of love, you come with a good heart, and you come after surrendering to the higher power, to the power greater than ourselves, we have a chance. We have a chance to come through all this travesty. Really, that's what it is, travesty. And it's sad to see, but there is a way out, like it is for us. We've come through some unsavory events and situations, and so have many others in the world, but some haven't. So please, guys, if you want to get in touch with Gigi, give me a message, an email or message on Facebook, or you can connect with Gigi straight away. But I will connect you guys. I know 2021, I have this feeling that myself and Gigi will cross paths on many fronts. I too am doing a lot of speaking gigs this year, and I am doing two that are actually traveling as well, providing things are okay. But of course, a lot of it will be virtually, so I'm sure we'll cross paths again virtually. But Gigi, it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you on my show, and I know it's going to be of massive value to people who have listened live and the people who are going to be listening to it later. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Saf.
And I'll chat to you in a minute. All right.
Yes.
Well, that was Gigi, and you know what? She gave such a great message there. Such a great message that, you know what, put God first. Now, if you don't believe in God, put a power greater than yourself first. Put something first, because we cannot do this on our own. We got to stop pretending and stop playing something that we're not. And it was a case with myself when I came into recovery. I surrendered to a higher power. I do choose to call him God. I'm not particularly that religious, but I do respect in religion. I do respect in faith. The whole idea is that we can't do this on our own. We have to work as a collective. We have to work in communion, and only then we have a chance to go forward together. That was Gigi. She was amazing. She is amazing. If you want to find out anything else about her, give me a message through my website. Also, if you want to join the Untamed Club, you can go onto my website and go to the SGW Untamed Club. It's like $22 a month, but what you get is many workshops from some spiritual leaders, and you get so many other goodies, and it's great. It's cheap and it's great, and it's a value. And you can cancel anytime if you don't find it a value. So please come and check me there. Feel Good Factor is Saturday and Sunday morning. Starts from 7 o'clock in the morning, finishes at 11. I'm on at 10 a.m. for men's talk. Come and check me there. Conscious Recovery, Mr. TJ Woodward is joining me every Tuesday at 6 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Pacific, I believe. Check it out. That's called Universal Recovery. And of course, next Thursday, I'm back. And next Thursday, same time, my guest is known as the Asian Oprah. So I've got the Asian Oprah coming next week, Dr. Marisa Pei. She's a celebrity host. She's been on the red carpet with some major celebrities like John Travolta and God knows who, but she's a fascinating woman. So look forward to seeing you next week, guys. So until then, stay safe, stay sound, and as Gigi says, and I love to say, let go and let God.